So, good morning, everyone. As I mentioned yesterday, today is a very, very special day for us. And it's as well a very, very special day for you, because you will be the first ones from the international media who get the chance to ride our brand new serial Husaberg. And today I have as well the pleasure to welcome and to introduce some of our testimonials and very, very famous Husaberg people. So this is Thomas Gustafsson. Hi. One of the founders of Husaberg and the manager of our racing team. And racing team is a good hint. I have as well the pleasure to welcome the World Championship racing team members. This is Joachim Lundgren. By the way, he's just now the Swedish champion, because the Swedish series is over. He managed to win it. As well, I'd like to welcome Björn Karlsson. And from Finland, Vatari Salonen. Okay, then I would like to hand over to Jotti to lead you through the presentation. We have today one big goal. We want to turn your mind 70 degrees, and this is what Jotti will explain you. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody. Oliver said it already. I try to convince you, and I'm sure I will do. If I can't do it, you will be convinced of the motorcycle later, once you are on the racetrack, on our test track. And it's a really exciting moment for us to have you guys here, because we could see last year already at the EICMA how much attention that new concept of Husaberg caused. And it's not even a year ago when that happened in Milan, and now we already have that new, exciting, stunning product to see and to test. But before we get into technical details, I would like to reflect a bit the history of Husaberg. And I'm really happy to have the chance to do that together with Thomas Gustafsson. Thomas, I know him since so many years. He's actually a living legend. He's a dinosaur of the enduro. Thomas, by the way, when I was a young kid starting to race, you already were married, so you soon will stop working probably and riding.
I don't think so.
Don't think so? I can imagine. Well, Thomas, let's talk a bit about Husaberg. I know that you actually used to be a Husqvarna rider. Looking back in the year '82, we were racing in Czechia, I think, the 6 days, and you were on the very first 4-stroke Husky. How comes that you changed to Husaberg later on?
Yeah, I was working for Husqvarna at that time, but 1986 they sold it to Cagiva, and 87 they moved everything to Italy. So then we was left in Sweden, and then we decided to start Husaberg.
Well, and by the way, Husaberg, what does that mean? Do all motorcycles coming from Sweden start with Hus?
No, it has nothing to do with Husqvarna. It's a small village name in Sweden. To have a working name of the company, we take the place where we have started the first Husaberg work. It's called Husaberg.
Okay, that's simple. And how did you come in contact then? That I think you had some financial problems up there in Sweden. Tell us the story.
Yeah, we come out with the first bike '89. We grew the sales every year, and we make very little profit. So the profit was not enough in the long run to develop the bike and develop the company. So it was going on until '95. Then we have a meeting with Mr. Peter. He was interested and buy the company in 96.
And so then you were producing for a while in Sweden. You were able to increase the numbers and expand the whole company?
Yeah, we grew in the late 90s, we grew 25% every year. And then we come to the time when the factory was too little, and it was to make a decision to move or do something. And at that time, KTM had built a new factory, and it was the best way to move the production to Matterhorn.
But you guys, you actually remained you stayed in Sweden.
Yeah, we kept a small development department, and we have 4 people that working with pre-development.
And pre-development means you have the freedom to really do a lot of to brainstorming, a lot of testing and experimenting. And I remember once you made one experiment which was very interesting already. That was the engine with inverted turnaround cylinder head.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the 90s. We have these ideas, and we make one prototype. Then one of the engineering people stopped and moved over to Cannondale.
That's
but,
why.
Yeah, we redesigned after, but I'm never to production for this one.
And tell us the story about that new project. I remember once we got a call from you, and you were very enthusiastic about a new motorcycle, a stunning new feeling you were talking about. How did that work?
Yeah, we want to make, because KTM don't let us make a 250, so we try to make a good big bike working better, to be easy to handle. And the thinking was that what we feel heavy in the bike is the turning parts, and we want to move the heavy turning parts to the center of the gravity of the bike, and the heaviest part is the crankshaft, so we say we move it to the center of gravity, which is just under the carburetor. So yeah, we cut 2 engines and weld it together, and we test, and we find out it was really good.
Yeah, that's the Viking way of doing it. Just cutting an engine, welding it together in a new configuration, and off we go. Well, Thomas, actually, I know that you are in a hurry. Thomas, he's already in the riding gear. He can't stop riding. And he's the free rider for the 6 days. And I think you've got to be on the bike in like half an hour in the paddock.
Yes.
And therefore I have to release you. Otherwise I would have appreciated to have a little longer chat with you. And, well...
Yeah, hopefully I see you later on today.
Yeah, would be fine if you could pass along at our test track and do some riding.
Yeah, now we will ride about 3.5, 4 hours.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then you're going to be tired probably.
Maybe.
Okay, Thomas, thanks for coming. Have a good time and see you later.
Yeah.